What's up, guys? Dane Davis here. Shout out to Boogie Bentley Dauber and the Indie Kid over at Talkin VAWLS Network on YouTube. VAWLS fans, head over to their YouTube channel, Talkin VAWLS Network. Smash that like button and subscribe, baby. Go Big Orange.
The number one undefeated Volunteers prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and we are just a little over 24 hours away from the number one Georgia Bulldogs coming to Neyland Stadium to take on the Tennessee Volunteers. The GOAT, Mr. Peyton Manning himself, is going to be in the house. He made some comments this week. We'll take a look at that. Also, a lot of news coming out of Georgia this week. Obviously, I mentioned it in yesterday's video, starting outside linebacker Adam Anderson turns himself into police. So he is not going to be available. And then the news broke yesterday, Arian Smith, wide receiver, could have suffered a season-ending injury. So the Bulldogs got some guys missing. But again, like I said yesterday, what makes this Georgia team so dangerous is their depth. They just plug and play, throw another five-star out there, and they'll be fine. Tennessee is going to have their hands full. We're excited to see this Josh Heupel offense take on this Georgia defense. A lot of you guys in the comments talking about how Georgia's not played anybody, Boogie. Tell me one team that Georgia has played that has really tested them. We got some comments from Paul Feinbaum we'll take a look at as well. Tennessee going to be rocking the dark mode uniforms. What do you guys think about that? It's homecoming. I was listening to Jason Swain yesterday. You know, a lot of people kind of expecting this. They were expecting the dark mode jerseys. They kind of teased it on Tennessee Prime, the show that Jason Swain does with VolQuest. Just making jokes about it. Everybody kind of expected it. Look, it's what the kids want. And I get it. When they were talking about it on the Swain event, they were talking about it being homecoming and you should wear orange. You should always wear the traditional uniforms on homecoming. I don't care, man. I like the dark mode uniforms. I've said that. I've gone on record with that. I really like them, and it's all about the kids. So if Heupel is going to let the players vote and they decide to go out and rock the all black, then let's go. I'm behind them. We're going to get into those comments from Peyton Manning. We're going to talk about it, but as always, go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. I would so kindly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, you're wondering, what is this? Who is this guy? What are you guys doing? We're not experts. We're not insiders. This is a fan channel. We are just like you guys. We're just fans. If you enjoy what we do, if you enjoy the content, go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live, when we drop new content, and we will be live tomorrow immediately following the game. So I hope you'll subscribe. Join us. Always a good time talking a little Tennessee football. When we're filled with emotions in the post-game shows, that's what makes them so unique. It's a fun place to celebrate. Or if things don't go our way, it's a fun place to come and vent and let your voice be heard. So I hope you'll tune in and check that out. Let's jump over to this article, 24/7 Sports. Peyton Manning issues a warning for number one Georgia ahead of Tennessee game. The article here says, when Tennessee hosts number one Georgia this weekend, Neyland Stadium will be packed to the brim with fans, and some notable alumni will be there as well. One of them will be legendary quarterback Peyton Manning, who issued a warning for the Bulldogs. First of all, Neyland Stadium, I hope it's packed. I hope it is an electric atmosphere. As of now, I saw there are still tickets available, which kind of surprises me. But it also kind of puts, what's the pulse of this fan base right now? I go back to that Ole Miss game. The Ole Miss week was electric. People were talking about Tennessee football all week long. It just felt like the old days, but it also felt like Tennessee had a chance in that football game. This week's a little bit different. You got the number one team coming to town. I think a lot of people are still talking about Tennessee, especially in the national media, but there's not really that belief. I don't feel like we as a fan base are bought in. Now, let's talk about Peyton Manning. It says here he joined the steam room with NBA on TNT's Ernie Johnson and Charles Barkley and revealed that he would be in Knoxville for the showdown between the SEC East foes. On top of that, Manning said that Georgia needed to be careful because the Vols are trending in the right direction under Josh Heupel. Spot on with that. I'm with that. Peyton Manning, of course, he said it about every coach, but so have I. So have a lot of us. A lot of us get behind these coaches when they come in. That's always a time to be optimistic when Tennessee hires a new coach. But I think we've seen the proof from Josh Heupel. He has done more with less. He is definitely, as Peyton Manning says here, trending in the right direction. What do you guys think about Peyton Manning being in the house? Because a lot of people like to talk about the Peyton Manning curse, and that's kind of the title of this video, the Peyton Manning curse, because every time he seems to be in Knoxville for a big game, a big event, it doesn't go our way. Do you buy into that? Do you believe in the Peyton Manning curse? Because it's kind of silly when you think about it, because Peyton Manning is a busy man. Peyton Manning has a lot going on. Peyton Manning is only going to show up to Knoxville for the big events, for the big games. He's not going to come in and watch Tennessee play a scrub. He's not going to come in and watch a no-name. He's going to watch when Tennessee is on that national stage. And I believe it's SEC Now, the SEC show, going to be in Knoxville. Again, a lot of national attention on this game. You got the number one team in the country coming to town, but also a lot of people want to talk about this Josh Heupel offense against a defense that's given up less than a touchdown per game. So there's a national story here that they can take and run with. But do you believe in the Manning curse, or do you think it's a joke? I personally don't think that it matters if Peyton Manning is in the house or not. The comment here from Peyton: first off, my name has been mentioned on some jobs that I am in no way qualified for by any means. Like, just not possible. It might be flattering in some ways, but it's just not realistic. Like at the University of Tennessee, we got a great coach in Josh Heupel. I'm going to the game this weekend. Georgia Bulldogs better watch out. Tennessee football is on the rise. Charles Barkley had a response to that. Barkley, an Auburn alumnus, an avid fan, pointed out that he had just watched his Tigers get handled by the Bulldogs a couple of weeks ago. Barkley said he expects the same thing to happen in Neyland Stadium, to which Peyton responded, "You're probably right, but I'll be there and I'll be cheering hard," Peyton Manning said with a laugh. Where are you guys at? You know, I feel like we're kind of all over the place. I don't feel like a lot of the fans are bought in and truly believe that Tennessee is going to win this game. Now, what does that mean? But Boogie, don't be a negaval. It's not being a negaval. It's being a realist. Now, can Tennessee win the game? There's two different questions. Will Tennessee win the game? And can Tennessee win the game? That is two completely different questions. If Tennessee shows up, if Tennessee executes, if Tennessee starts fast, I expect them to start fast, but they got to get a stop on defense. Last week against Kentucky was an absolute disaster. It's the worst the defense has looked all year long, but Tennessee found a way to come out of there with a W. They cannot do that against Georgia. If Georgia doesn't punt this football game, it's going to be an absolute blowout. Mark my words. They're going to have to get some stops on defense. I truly believe this offense is going to come out. They're going to start fast. They're going to score some points. But can they get a stop or two early on defense, get some momentum, get that Neyland Stadium crowd rocking, and put on more steam? They can win this football game. Will they win this football game? I got a hard time believing that, but they can. So don't get that twisted. Don't get it mixed up. The article here goes on to say the Bulldogs are roughly 3 touchdown favorites over the Volunteers, but there are some who believe Tennessee's offense will make this a decent game. ESPN's Paul Feinbaum said the Volunteers will give Georgia's top-ranked defense the best test it's gotten all season, and that's where I'm at. The video I made yesterday kind of touched on that a little bit. It's a chance for Josh Heupel to make a statement with this offense. There is a buzz around what is going on in Knoxville. This is CBS Game of the Week, 3:30. This is an opportunity to truly make a statement against, again, a defense that's giving up less than 7 points a game, only giving up 13 points twice on the season. Here's the quote from Paul Feinbaum. He says, "I think we're going to have to wait a few weeks. I think Tennessee will be a test just from can this defense do what it's done the last 10 weeks? I think that will be a severe challenge. And I think finally when we get past the SEC championship game, and I'm no longer saying it's automatic that it's Alabama, it's likely Alabama." He said, "I think as we head to the playoffs, the conversation is legitimate. I'll wait until then because there are some question marks about this team. And I think there's still some frustration." He's talking about Georgia there. He goes on to say, "It reminds me of so many Alabama teams that I've covered. We would have to answer the question of, is this the worst 10-0 team of all time?" A lot of you guys believe that. And that's what Paul Feinbaum is questioning here. A lot of you guys say this Georgia team is overrated, Boogie. Tennessee has a shot. I hope you're right. I hope you're right, and I hope we are here to celebrate on Talkin' Vols Live immediately after the game. The quote from Paul Feinbaum goes on to say, I mean, that was a standard line in Alabama. I'm not suggesting this Georgia team is bad. It's not. It's great. But I think because the offense leaves a little bit to be desired from a flashy standpoint, we are a little bit hesitant. But I think ultimately this team has a chance to be in that conversation. That's something a lot of you guys are talking about as well, that this Georgia offense can't get it done. They can't score enough. They can't outgun Josh Heupel. I got to see it to believe it, guys. Unfortunately, I have to see it to believe it. I think Georgia is going to run the ball. They're going to be physical. Can Tennessee stop it? They couldn't against Kentucky. You got to get the running back to the ground. Also, on top of that, Georgia's quarterback, Stetson Bennett, he will run the football. They're not going to dial up a whole lot of read option and a lot of running plays, a lot of designed running plays, but he can get outside the pocket. He can make plays with his feet. Georgia's offense is definitely good enough to beat Tennessee. Can that Tennessee defense that we saw earlier in the season that was so good against the run, so good at tackles for loss? You know, we talked about it in that Kentucky game. Defensive line was in the backfield a lot, but they did not get the running backs to the ground. Going to have to tackle better. That's going to wrap it up for this one. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Do you buy into the Peyton Manning curse? Do you believe in it, or are you excited to see the GOAT in Knoxville tomorrow afternoon? What are your thoughts on the game? Can Tennessee's defense stop this Georgia offense and give that high-powered, up-tempo Josh Heupel offense a chance to go and shock the world? If you have not done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' Vols Network, bonfire.com/store/Talkin' Vols. The links are all in the description below. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
The songs howl like weed, poets sat in our chains, soaking moonlit falls, unbroken past this inundated orb that we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.